Let's start today's lecture. So here we are going to create create a program that we want to insert the element at the end of the array. So we start our program and we mention that the name of our algorithm is ARINSRT, that ARI and SRT is name of the algorithm. A is the name of array, N is the number of elements in array, and the M is the new element that I want to insert at the end of the array. So I mentioned that every algorithm start with the first step start. Then I assign that set array A variable N variable M as integer. Then I write next step that print enter number of student, that you get something written on the screen that enter number of elements. Then user have to enter the number of elements that will store in variable N. Again, you will see a message on screen enter elements. In step number 6, I write over there set loop is equal to 1 to n, that we started a loop that start from 1 and finish at n, whatever the value of n is. Then the user start entering the value of elements n number of time. If I write n is equal to, let's say write n equal to 5, then the loop will run 5 times and you have to enter the value a1, a2, a3, a4 and a5. Once you added the element and number of the particular number on each and every location, that loop will get finished. And next message that we will get on screen is the element added are the element to be added, that we want to add one new element at end of the array. So the computer asks the user enter any value. So you enter new value. So whatever the new value is, that value will be entered at the end of the array. N plus m means the value of n is 5. Now this a will become 6. Let's say the value of m is 99. Then you will get on screen all the first 5 numbers and 99 at the end of the number. And next you will see the 11th step is print element in the array R. After addition of new element, you get this message on screen when you create a program. Again, I start a loop from 1 to n plus 1. Earlier value of n is 5, now n becomes 6, become n plus 1. And you will get all the values of the array element that you added in the array. And finally, I stop it. So important thing is that whenever we have to stop the loop, just write over there end of loop of step number, whatever step number. Here step number is 12, where I started the loop. So do mention that which loop is ending, that was started on what step. So this loop was started on step number 12 and ended after step number 13. So this is how we can create an algorithm. Now let's convert this algorithm to a program. First line of the program is a comment, that double slash. You already know that used to give a comment in a program and or add all the necessary header files that we require to add whenever we want to run the program. And void means that our program start from this particular location. This CLR SCR is that whenever I execute the program, every time my screen gets clear. Okay, let's start over here. In the algorithm, you see that I write over there initialize array A and variable N and M as integer. So I write over here int A and M. So it means int, this is a particular method in C or C++ in which we can initialize the variable or array of any particular data type. And in the algorithm, we write over there print some message, and we convert that print into cout whenever we use our language. So cout means you get a message that enter number of elements. So in the algorithm, we write read. Read means user enter the value. That enter the value instruction written in as C in as n. The user enter the value, how many number of elements the user want to enter. Again, see out, enter the element, start entering the element. How many elements? I start the loop. That loop will run from 1 to n. And you have to enter the n elements. And after entering all the n elements, again you will see a message on screen that enter the element to be added, which element you want to add at the end of the array. So that particular value again entered by user and stored in M, and at last location become n plus 1. At n plus 1, M will be saved, and finally you will get all the elements of array plus one array that's been added at the end of the array. So we see that there is no error so far over here, and we run it. Let's say I want to add 4 elements. 1, 2, 5, 7. So enter the element to be added. Let's say 44. So 1, 2, 5, 7 are the first 4 elements that I've entered, and 44 is the element that I entered at the end of the array. So in this pattern, we can write a program by looking at the algorithm, and step by step we understand the algorithm and then design the program. So in your just wait. We'll write an algorithm how to delete an element from an array. Name the algorithm with important elements, and in 2 or 3 lines give introduction about the algorithm. That ALGODEL is the name of the algorithm. ARR is the name of the array that I have used in this algorithm, and n is the size number of element that I'm going to enter, and LOC is the location from which that particular location the element is going to be deleted, and del is the element that I want to delete. Fine. So every algorithm start with the first point as start. So set all the variables of type as type integer. Print means you give instruction in particular language, whatever instruction used to print, enter the number of elements. User enter the value, whatever instruction used in programming to enter the value, user enter the value of whatever and number of elements that I want to add. Then again you get a message on screen that print enter the element of array. Again we use the loop over here, 0 to n minus 1. You can write over here also that loop starts from I is equal to 1 to n, or you can write over here 0 to n minus 1. Both are same. If you start from 0, the n will get reduced by 1. If you start from 1, then it will remain as n. So both will give the same answer. So you can go for any one loop starting from 0 to n minus 1 or 1 to n. The user enter the values, whatever value of n is, that number of times user enter the values, and we end the loop that started as step number 6. So again set loop 0 to n minus 1. Now we print all the elements of array. Again end of loop that we started as step number 8. Again print enter the element you want to delete, which element we want to delete from the array. Enter that value. Set loop I is equal to n minus 1. We start searching whether the element that we want to delete is in the array or not. If the element is in array, then whatever location I, that will specify the location at which location the element is. 0 location, first location, second, third, fourth, whatever location, that value location specified by the I. Then this t, initially we initialize t as 0. So when we find the element, we set that t equal to 1. Print the location of element, that at this location we are going to delete the element. Location LOC of the element to delete is del. And use break. Break we have used that we have come out of the loop because we find our element. If we are unable to find the element, so we are unable to change the value of t, t will remain as 0. It will remain as 0. So if t remain as 0, we put a check statement over here that if t is equal to 0, then it is true. It means we are unable to find the element that we want to delete. That element is not in our array, and we exit the program. We stop the program and get out of the program. And else the element get deleted. We remove that element on this loop, and we print all the elements after deleting the element from the loop. So this I just give an idea that how we can design the program. So let's start how to check that how to write a program after getting the knowledge from this algorithm. Let's start. So again, first the line is a comment / that program to delete an element from an array. Use all the necessary header files that are required to run the program, and void main is used for where at the location from where the program starts. And in the algorithm, we mentioned that set all variables as integer, and in particular language, whatever instruction you use, the instruction uses that first specify data type and then specify the name of the variables. So in particular, in a language, whatever you use, we have to give particular set language instruction for that. Whereas in case of algorithm, you can use any simple wording so that the programmer can understand what is the meaning of that line. After initializing CLR, SCR means that whenever I execute my program, I get my screen clear. Cout means that you get some message on screen. The message is enter number of elements you want to enter. Cin means that user enter the values, that any value type integer. And again, you got a message on screen, enter number of elements. If you enter the value of n5, it means you have to enter five numbers, different numbers. All numbers are now saved in the array. Now you print all the numbers in array. So this loop will print all the elements you have entered and display on screen. Now cout enter the element you want to delete. Which element you want to delete? That element is del. So user enter the value of that element that I want to delete. We start the loop. This loop we use to search whether the element is in the array or not. If the element is in array, then we convert that t from 0 to 1, because over here we set t is equal to 0. Right? Over here we initialize t equal to 0. So if we find the element, then t will convert it from 0 to 1. Cout the element del is at location LOC. So we said that we print the message that element that we want to delete is at location, whatever location it is. Break means we come out of the loop because we find our element, and this is end of loop. If the element I want to delete is not in the array, then I get a message that the element is not in the array, and I exit the program. So if I found the element, then I delete that element from array and print all other elements. Let's see whether there's any error. So there is no error. Let's start. Enter the number of elements you enter. Let's say 5, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 9. The element I want to delete is 6. So 6 is in the array. So element 6 is at location number 2. You can check the screen that at location number 0 is 2, location number 1 is 4, and location number 2 is 6. and you get the message the element 6 that I want to delete is at location number 2, and I delete the element from location number 2, and now at location number 2 the element is 7, and location number 3's element is 9. Earlier I was having 5 elements, now I'm having 4. This way how we can convert an algorithm to a program.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you check the execution break? If break, then exit.
Let's start. So first line is a statement. Double slash means whatever you write it act as statement will not get to be executed. Add all necessary header files. Word main from where my program starts. Clear screen that whenever I execute my program, I will get my screen clear. So I mentioned over here that NFMPKR of type integer. So I initialize all the variables at type integer. Cout means that you get a message on screen that enter the number of elements. Seed means user some integer value, whatever any integer value, and do remember that value should be less than 10 because size of array is 10. Then cout enter the element in array. So if I write n equal to 5, then you have to enter 5 times the value so that in each array location the value gets saved. Enter the element of array means you get a message on screen that elements in array. So you get all the elements in array on screen. That first array element, second element, third element, fourth and fifth element. And next is enter the location where you want to enter the value. I want to enter in the array. So now because I want to enter one more element in the array, it means size of array will get increased. So I run the loop in reverse order. Earlier, let's say the value of n is 5. Now k is equal to n plus 1, k becomes 6 because I am going to add one more element. After entering the value, my loop will run from 1 to 6 because I have added one more element to it, and all the elements will be displayed on screen. Okay. The first line is the comment line that whenever you execute the program, this will not be executed. Add all the necessary header files that you want to add while you write the program. Then void main is a location from where our program starts executing. Then clear screen, whenever I execute, I get a clear screen. So first, because I'm going to merge two arrays, so I mentioned the first array as A, second array as B. So the first array is of size n, second array is of size m, and some other variables I have used in this program. So enter the number of elements for array A. I said that there are n number of elements in array A. Then if there are n elements, then enter the n elements for array A. So this loop is used to enter n elements for array A. Cin means that user will enter n times the value, integer value that will be stored in the array A. Then computer will give you the message on screen, the element of array R. Then computer will print all the elements that you have entered in the array A. So our array A is ready. Then computer will ask to enter the number of elements you want to enter in array B. So we see that I want to enter m number of elements in array B. So value of n and m can be same or it can be different. It's all about your choice. And enter the number of elements. So you start entering the m elements in array B. So cin means that m times you give number for array B. You get a message on screen that element for array B are whatever element you have entered, you get over here. Now k means that what will be the total size of array if we add two array together. Let's say the value of n equal to 5 and the value of m is equal to this way. Let me mark over here double slash, and value of m is equal to, let's say, 3. It means the new array that will be created is of size 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. That the new array, new array that will be created after merging two arrays will be of size 8. Array A is of size m, array B is of size 3. So the new array will be of size 8 because 5 element of array A and 3 element of array B. So I am going to merge array B into array A. So I initialize the loop. I is equal to n plus 1. Why n plus 1? Because I'm going to merge the element of array B into array A. If there are 5 elements in array A, then the array B, first element of array B will be inserted at location number 6. That is after 5. So I is used for the array location of array A. J variable is used for the array location of array B. And I is less than equal to k. That k value of k is 8 because two arrays are getting merged. And j less than equal to m. M is the size of array B. So I is representing array A and j is representing array B. Fine. So I is equal to n plus 1. It means the size of n is 5. Earlier the size of A was having 5 elements. It means that I is equal to n plus 1. It means A of 6. N plus 1 becomes 6. So at 6 location of array A, I will get the first element of array B. Okay. So I am again telling you J represents a B array, I represents A array. So A array means A at 6th location of array A, you will get you will get the first element of array B. Similarly, at seventh location of array A, you will get the second element of array B, and similarly at last location is the eighth location, you will have the third element of array B. It means first five elements of array A, sixth element is of first element of array B, seventh element is second element of array B, the eighth element is third element of array B. So in this way, we added the three elements of array B into the array A. So array after merging, you get a message on screen that array after merging. Now this loop is used to print out the 2, 5, 7, 4, and let's say 1. So this is our array A, 2, 5, 7, 4, 1. Array B is size 3, 11, 22, and 33. So it means 5 elements of array A and 3 elements of array B. Now 5 plus 3 is 8. Now 2, 5, 7, 4, 1 are the element of array A, and 11, 22, 33 are element of array B that is being added at the end of array A. You can say that it merged with element array A. Clear? So this is how we can merge two elements of the or you can say two arrays together.